a good watermelon there. That's a good watermelon.
If I eat watermelon.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. First Guy Omaha Radio, First Guy Omaha in the morning.
In the morning. Check this thing on.
Yo, yo, yo. Live at 85.
Am I? Leave sober in the church. Let's double check.
1 2 1 2.
Now we live at 85.
Live at 85. That's what's up. We get it together. It's happening.
Yeah,
It's all happening.
Get it together for brothers. Get it together for sisters. Everybody.
Yes, sir. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Once again, you're listening to First Guy Omaha Radio. First Guy Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
All be Buddi3 Da Gawd. All of you
Hey.
Cat Chums, Ghost listeners, radio listeners. Welcome on this Monday. We have the date all wrong. April 29th.
Yeah.
That we're at?
Yeah. Flying on through 24 already. About halfway done.
Got it. No wonder I'm getting all these alerts. The rent's coming up.
Yeah. It's about that time, man. Just pay your rent. Feel like last week, but here we are again. Here we are.
Welcome to adulthood.
Man. Yeah.
I want to go back. No, I'm just kidding.
Man, no, seriously. I be having to tell my kids, man, like, hey, slow your roll. It's funny, man. Like, you find yourself on the other end of the stick, other side of the table. Like, man, hey, just enjoy childhood. I get it now. I get it. Thank you, Mom. Thank you.
We wanted to be so grown back in the day. Now look at us.
Man, I wish I could just watch cartoons and eat cereal all day. Complain about having to clean my room.
Little Pinky in the Brain, some Captain Crunch.
Man, you know what I'm saying? Trying to take over the world.
Tamika Johnson gives us some sunshine. Good morning, good morning. Mama God said good morning, First Sky. Appreciate you coming on in early.
Hey.
Ray Keiser says happy marvelous Monday to all. Thank you. Judy Prinzer says morning, everyone. Good morning, Judy Prinzer. Appreciate you very much as well.
Yes,
Pops said good morning, good Monday morning, and mad love from Las Vegas. You're my hero for getting up so early in the morning with us.
Man, much love.
Yeah. Amy Holmes says good morning, all in double sunshine today. Okay. We need it.
Let it in. Yeah, especially after the weekend, man.
Man. Especially. Marla Harris says good morning, First Guy. Good morning. Black Dynamite is up early. Good morning, y'all.
Hey.
Yeah, appreciate you guys coming in early this morning. Also, the 6:30 crew, Club 6:30 over on the radio channel. Thanks. Radio channel working? Yes. Okay, cool. Yeah, appreciate you guys tuning in as well. Had a couple more people tune in this week on our First Guy Omaha, the radio, the digital channel that we got. You can go to the First Guy Omaha, hit the listen button and check that out, or tell your Amazon Alexa to play First Guy Omaha Radio. And we're going to be working on building some of that more this summer, but you can go check out a celebration of Black music right now. And of course, we're on Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 7 to 9 on the radio channel, as well as Facebook and YouTube, which I see both are working today. So glad to hear that. Glad to see that.
Come on in, grab a seat.
Mm-hmm. Black Diamond said, forget this adulting stuff. Big trash.
Man.
Big trash.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yes. It's overrated. It's overrated.
You know, the work, the capitalism side is overrated. I kind of like being an adult, being able to do what I want to do. So
yeah.
Parts of it is cool.
Yeah. I guess you got to take the good with the bad, huh? Roll with the punches, if you will.
Yeah. So Wanda Lewis gives us a good morning. Thanks for joining us. Please do us a favor, share the show on Facebook and YouTube today. Many people in as we can to have a conversation. You know how we do around here.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, appreciate you guys getting up this morning. How you doing this morning, buddy?
I'm all right. Going back to this adulting stuff. Got in the yard over the weekend. Definitely still feeling it. Legs and back and stuff.
We got in the yard over the weekend too, picking up people's house off the ground.
Man.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah. I did see that. Definitely. I'm not hearing, any crazy like death tolls or anything like that. Just more so destruction.
Yeah.
So yeah, but still prayers goes out to all the families dealing with that destruction, waking up, to their house destroyed, or
Hmm.
coming back to seeing their house, the devastation in the neighborhood. I'm here in Bennington and Elkhorn and some other areas got hit particularly hard. So yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. We it was quite a Friday. I will say that. One for the books out here.
Man, yeah, quite
Uh,
literally, actually,
yeah.
I'm
I
hearing.
went. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. I got a cousin out in Elkhorn whose house got hit. Elkhorn got hit pretty bad. Parts of Lincoln. I don't know if you guys saw the pictures of Epley Airfield.
Man, I still haven't. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, crazy. I figured we'd talk about that a little bit this morning. Of course, decompress some, and also reach out to you, the chat chimers and ghost listeners. Anybody it got hit? Anybody need help?
Man,
I know we've been we kind of spent the weekend calling everybody, making sure people were all right, going out and helping people clean up a little bit. Delivered some fans and some blankets.
mm,
So yeah, there was a couple little things we did over the weekend that was just to try to help and just to try to assess where everybody was at and what's happening. But man, it was one of the strangest Fridays ever for me. It's one for the
really?
books. Yeah, it was. We did the show that morning, and of course, that was a heavy. We had a heavy show, and then kind of just was watching the weather the whole time. And this first time in this building that I'm in, we had to hit the storm cellar
Hmm.
because of the warnings and things that was happening.
Actually, it's funny, man. You just reminded me, man. Like your phone called me in the middle of that, and I kind of like, yeah, I kind of like heard the alarm going off, and I guess it sounded like you was with Lil Man,
Yeah,
and yeah, yeah. So you kind of called me, and I was like, hello, hello, and I kind of heard y'all in the background. I didn't know what was going on, but yeah, man,
yeah, we just
yeah.
been rushing around there a little bit, man. My sister got caught at she was working at school and they kind of were
Hmm.
they were like you guys got to she was getting out and they were like you guys got to go right now, it's about to drop on us right now, and she actually called me and was like, yeah, should I come over there and pick him up or should I go straight home? And I'm looking out the window, I'm kind of just like I think it'd be all right, from where you're at to where I'm at, it's not that long of a drive.
Hmm.
And within 2 or 3 minutes, man, that wind came whipping around, and all the situations changed up a lot.
Man,
By the time she hit the house, we was running in and getting ready. Like we're going to the storm cellar. We had to go down to the storm cellar and all that. It was a
man.
trip. It was a trip, and of course we're hearing that it would drop down a bunch of places, like 5 places in Omaha. I heard like 9 or 10 places in all the rest of Nebraska too. Like it's pretty much one of the biggest. I think they said it was the biggest one in Omaha history.
Man, and not just Nebraska. It seems like the whole Midwest got rocked from what I'm hearing. Iowa, Oklahoma. Yeah, man. So
Yeah,
yeah, prayers out to the Midwest, man. I think some people did lose their life. Some people did,
yeah.
pass. In Iowa, I saw some
One
reports. I
guy
think.
passed in Iowa, and then
Yep.
5 in Oklahoma.
Man, man. So yeah, man. Prayers condolences goes out to those families, and yeah, just devastation, man.
Nobody in Nebraska,
Yeah,
fortunately, but
fortunately,
a lot of devastation, mostly out west. Mostly out west. So,
man.
yeah, something it's a weird thing, man. Because I guess as from California, I'm picturing the tornado coming. I'm picturing this crazy, dark, stormy, cloudy
Hmm.
weather. Now, man, it can be middle of the day with the sun out.
Man, it
That's the
just
scary part.
just come out of nowhere. Fun will just drop on you.
That's the scary part. Well,
Or you could be like Senator Wayne and be driving down the interstate, man. Like, man,
crossing
man,
180. That's what
yeah,
it is.
yeah. Jay Wayne, the weatherman.
Yeah. I'm, you saw the footage of him out there, man, chasing them storms.
I think he got a new career in the making.
Nah, we're gonna have him on and Senator Terrell McKinney, I believe today. Also, Brother Qasim and Brother Sherman Wells. Hopefully, we'll be on. Like I say, we put the invitation out every week, and they come if they can, and we'll catch up with them regardless. Lots of stuff we're gonna be talking about today, but we're gonna go ahead and get this show started as well.
Hey,
Once again, you're listening to First Sky Omaha Radio, First Sky Omaha in the morning.
in the morning,
Paul B, Buddi3 Da Gawd. Let's get it rolling.
let's start the show.
I keep forgetting about this thing. Hey, 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 good morning, good morning, good morning. Thanks for joining us once again. You're listening to First Guy Omaha Radio, First Guy Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Paul B, that's me. Buddi3 Da Gawd, that's him.
Hey.
Happy to be with you, the chat chimers today, and also the ghost listeners, and of course, also all of our monitoring spirits
Spirits. Hey.
that want to tune in. Lots of stuff to talk about today. We're definitely going to jump into it. Some heavy stuff happened over the weekend. Remember, we had brother Hasani Lee on and
Yeah.
last week, and he kind of our first 3 hour show kind of told his story, and we heard what he had to say and what was going on, and of course, all this is happening in real time. Apparently, over the weekend, progression in the story here where he's like they're messing with him, So it looks like he's going to get an eviction, and he has a call to action, and we're going to definitely get into that and talk about that. Shout out to everybody that was paying attention to this story, but I'm gonna go ahead and throw it up now because this is pretty crucial information. Brother Hasani Lee says, "Hey, I have court hearing on May 1st, 2024 at 9 a.m. It will be at 1819 Farnham, Omaha, in courtroom 20. The hearing is an eviction for me and my wife. It's a retaliatory eviction due to the exposure of the issue at Underwood Towers. We would love to have all the support we can get. You are welcome to come as support, or you can be a witness to the retaliation that's taking place. Contact me before May 1st and let me know if anyone wants to testify as a witness, and I will present a list to the presiding judge Huber. He says we have a solid case to present, and it will prove the retaliation. Thank you." I said, if you want to do something but don't know what to do, just showing up is enough. So, call to action by brother Hasani Lee. Yeah, it's coming up on the 1st. Definitely get a hold of him. He's put his information out. We'll get that again, put that in Friends of First Guy Omaha. And of course, the ones that chat chimers that know him, send our support. We'll definitely give him a call, send some support, and hopefully show up. And like you said, be a witness to this retaliation. I'm anxious to hear his case. This brother has been digging deep, studying. He's been taking notes. He's been recording everything. And this has been his life. So he's been deep in thought and in practice on all these things that have been going on, paying attention, and also digging in all the legal ramifications of everything as well for him to be able to really understand what's happening to him and know his rights.
Yeah.
So shout out to the Lee family, and hopefully this will get resolved. But again, we'll reach out to them, make sure that everything's cool with them. And, if they got to go right now, we'll figure out what's happening with that. Like I say, we'll just continue to be in contact with him and get some updates on that situation. And if you can make it on May 1st, let's try to make some arrangements.
Yeah. And I'm definitely thinking about his father. If you remember, again, he's the caretaker of his father. And again, his father, as he mentioned in our conversation, like couldn't get any like in-home care or any hospice for his father due to the bed bugs, due to the conditions that, OHA themselves failed to address. So again, I am wondering if they do evict Mr. Lee and his wife, that leaves his father without any aid, just
Right.
alone.
Yeah, all of them are in trouble with this eviction. Everybody's going to have a hard time even trying to get into in somewhere else because
Man,
of the same situation. But we'll be scared of bed bugs and things like that. So, yeah, man. Um, Messed up. Rome's reviews in the chat. Good morning. He says possibly ask some of the attendees of the court on that day to act like they are in support of Mr. Lee to help him in his case. Yeah, whatever we can do, as many people as possible, I think is really gonna help that situation. Now we hear that from the senators every time they come on. Is you show up in person and be a witness and testify and all that, then you're making a difference to the people that are there
mm,
listening to that.
mhm.
So, and the judge, of course, is going to have lots of material, including hearing his story on this show, Brother Lee's story on this show, and
Yeah.
several other places. And we already know, we'll be talking to Sherman Wells a little later on. I'm sure that the plan is being formulated here to try to help the brother out big way. So, also Paul Philman. Speaking of Paul Philman, Wanda Lewis said Paul Philman took cover underneath an overpass
Man,
during the weather incident that happened Friday. So I guess he was out and about enough to get caught in it. So yeah, we'll have to talk to him and see what's going on there. He's been a part of the progress there as well. Also, Anthony Rogers right in the chat. Good morning. He says what they are also doing is trying to prevent him from securing housing elsewhere. Right, which
mm.
is hard to impossible to do with an eviction on his record. This is disgusting.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah, yeah, just in general, without any of the rest of this backstory, having an eviction on your record nowadays is almost like you can't get a house anymore. You can't do nothing.
It's like a housing death sentence.
Yeah, it used to be a mark that made it hard, but nowadays with the way that they check your credit, you have to have three times the pay, all the stipulations and things that are going on these days. Having an eviction on there is like a death sentence for real. So yeah, we'll like I said, we'll be talking to Brother Sherman Wells and see if he's been in contact and whether or not there's a plan formulating. But we'll definitely get into it, talk more about it, and possibly have Brother Hasani Lee on again to give us an update and call to action. It's the first call to action here, so we'll definitely reach out to him again and be able to talk to him if we can. So that's what's
Yeah.
going on, and also, we figured that there's going to be a lot of discussion here because we're such the kind of group that is staying in contact with each other so regularly that it's the natural question to say, hey, how did you fare in the storm? Did you get hit by the storm? I know there's still 1,000 people that with no power. Um,
Now,
so if yeah. So if you know anybody, we're all kind of just making sure that we use the network to be able to help where we can and all that kind of stuff as well. So if you can help, then make it known that you can. If anybody out there needs help, let's make sure that we talk to them. And how were you affected by the storm? What happened? What happened with you and your family? Like I said, luckily nobody died in Nebraska over this, but everybody's always a paycheck away or one disaster away from disaster with the family.
now,
So yeah, it was we want to help even in circumstances where somebody didn't die. There's still help needed, and we want to try to be there for each other. So let us know.
yeah, still devastation. And hopefully you got the insurance, situation set up, but that's not always the case. So again, yeah, definitely check on your loved ones, check on your neighbors. You said your cousin on Elkhorn got hit. I mean, are they okay? Did their house get pretty hit? What happened?
They're okay. The house didn't get hit that bad. I think last I heard their power was out, so it would be a check on them today and see if they got their power back on.
Hmm.
But yeah, they didn't. Unfortunately, they still got the roof on the house. Nobody got
Yeah,
hurt. So
yeah,
yeah, seen
that's
some
big.
seen some devastation, man. It seems
Oh yeah.
it's. I think on the day of even we didn't realize the scope of what was actually happening. All the
Hmm.
touchdowns everywhere.
Hmm.
It felt like it was like the system was broken. The alarm would go off on your phone, and then we turn on the news, try to find out what's happening. They're telling us about where it's at. Then another alarm would go off. I've never seen it to where there were people that were the newscasters, the weathermen were getting the alert on their phone as they're standing in front of the map trying to tell you what's up with new information coming in that fast. And they're
Hmm.
like, oh, this, maybe this must be an old message. No, this was a new touchdown somewhere happening in real time. So like that was going on the news, which was a trip. Just kind of realizing that every time that it went off, it was because there was another tornado touching down. Yeah, really crazy. So yeah, we kind of interested in letting us how did you fare in this? This is pretty significant moment. I'm hearing that this is the biggest series of tornadoes that's ever happened in Nebraska ever on
Mm.
on record, biggest one. And it was because it kind of touched down all over the place. So yeah, how's this affect your life? Let us know. Got a lot of other things to talk about as well. We can jump in there. Sean McCarthy in the chat. Good morning. He said Omaha World Health reports roughly 150 homes were damaged or destroyed in Omaha suburbs.
Yeah, yeah. And about you mentioned 1,000. I think I saw a report of OPPD restoring power to about 4,000 homes.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of homes, hit, a lot of families impacted by this. So yeah, let us know what's going on in your world, how you feeling, how you fare over the weekend, as
Yeah.
Paul mentioned. But yeah, we do have some other things to dive into. You want to kind of tee things up for
Hmm.
this morning, as Paul mentioned, and as usual, if you're new here on Mondays, we try to have conversation with again our senators Justin Wayne and Terrell McKinney. Definitely as the session has come to a close, getting kind of looking back and also looking forward. Again, there were still talk about the possibility of a special session coming up this summer. The issue of taxes still kind of hanging in the balance. And also this whole issue of a winner take all situation in Nebraska. Again, it is an election year, and there are efforts to try to eliminate one of Nebraska's electoral votes. Again, Nebraska is one of actually only two states that has an electoral college and two votes for that. Again, one of those voters are our own friend of First Guy, Miss Precious McKesson, history making P, as we like to call her. But again, that could be leaving. And quite interestingly, Maine, being the other state that has a similar situation, apparently is looking at Nebraska to decide what they are going to do. According to the Nebraska Examiner, a headline reads, Maine draws a line in the Sandhills, and apparently they have decided to match Nebraska on winner take all situation. So we'll definitely be continuing to keep an eye on that, as it will have an impact on the presidential race coming up later on this year. Also, in other news, looking at Channel 3, they're reporting on something that's near and dear to our hearts as news guys, as media guys. We're always looking at what's going on in the news and media landscape, especially in the Omaha metro, Nebraska area. It looks like a Plattsmouth, a newspaper there, recently closed, and they're turning to some new technology to get information to the citizens, something that, I don't know, maybe we can implement. We'll see. Definitely would love to speak to you about it. Again, how do you get your information? Always asking what's going on in your world. How can we reach you where you are? Where are you? So definitely let us know. Also, getting an update and other news on the Pace situation. If you remember, again, Pace, the Police Athletic League, was hit with some controversy last year. Again, several of their administrators, sent to federal prison, now serving time behind bars due to their unsavory activities, if you will. Again, getting caught in a financial scandal, but it seems like the city is looking to continue Pace even after that scandal, even after that controversy, and we'll be sending some funds to them. So we'll kind of dive into that. One of the situations we looked at closely and talked about. So again, continuing, especially in light of some of the other athletic things we've been talking about recently. Again, what's going on with Pace? And also in other news coming out of Lincoln, this is very interesting. The Lincoln mayor ships $600,000 in stimulus funds to bolster childcare, something we're always talking about here on the show as well. And again, it seems like always Omaha is right behind, or not necessarily right behind, but seemingly sometimes far behind Lincoln and a lot of things that they're doing. And definitely looking at this latest moves. Again, $600,000 going to childcare and other workforce programs, something that we're learning is very, very important. So again, to talk about all those things, we'll continue to talk about the tornadoes throughout the show. I'm sure. Again, definitely wanting to hear your take on what happened. How are you impacted? Looks like Tamika Meese is giving some information in the chat. She says the NOCP will be providing hot meals, cleaning supplies, personal hygiene items, and gift cards to families in need. We have partnered with Red Cross to set up a location in the affected areas. Media assistance is needed. Volunteers are needed as well. If you would like to assist, call 531-772-5810 or email info at northomahacp.org. Again, that's phone number is 531-772-5810, or you can email info at northomahacp.org. So big shout out to Sister Tamika, helping families in need, getting them a lot of items. Again, you don't really think about, the devastation and just what the reality of dealing with the tornado and just disaster like this really entails. But yeah, toothpaste, toothbrush, just the simple things are gone. It's, could be destroyed. So again, big shout out to everybody assisting with the families, and prayers going out to the families in need.
There you go. Marlon Harrison said parents were scrambling, trying to get their kids out of school before the storm hit.
Man, yeah, I can
Yeah.
imagine. Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I definitely saw that as well. There, as a matter of fact, there was a couple schools that held the kids, held the kids there
Mm,
in the building while these alarms are going off. They're not letting them leave, and there's almost some incidents, is what I kind of heard. Word on the street was there was almost a few times where the kids were trying to overtake the teachers and get out.
really?
Thinking, yes. Some wild stuff went down when they decided, when a couple schools decided they had to go ahead and not you know honor this alarm that's going off and not letting them outside
Mm-hmm.
after school. So there was a lot that kind of went on over there too. I was kind of wanting to reach out after I heard that from a couple friends of mine and a teacher that I know. I was wondering if that was your experience. Anybody in the chat, anybody in the ghost listener, chat chimer, have any kids that had to be held in school while this tornado was happening? Let us know. Rome's reviews reminding us all building materials and resources will be stretched thin now that this
Mm,
happened.
okay.
Lots of 150 homes, lots of devastation around Epley Airfield. So yeah, that's the price of that's going to go up for sure, or be stretched thin, like he's saying. Also we got Kara Warner in the house. Good morning to you. Appreciate you coming through. We're going to have Miss Warner on as a guest on Wednesday, so stay tuned for that show as well.
Beautiful.
Black Dynamite in the chat says I saw Planet Fitness offering their facilities to people that were affected by the storm for showers.
Hmm.
That's a nice gesture.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah. Um, Mama God says parents were clowning as well. Yeah, they was. Yeah, it wasn't just the kids tripping.
Really?
Oh yeah, man. People was acting a fool. You know what I'm saying? Like well, everybody was panicking. So it was like, what do
I
you
can
do?
see that.
You want to go up there and get your kid and hurry up and get back to the basement, but they not letting the kid out. So yeah, there was some mess. Sean McCarthy says Dundee Elementary held kids until around 5:30, roughly 90 minutes after their normal dismissal. So
Hmm.
as you can imagine, there was quite the tempers flaring. Stephen Abraham, good morning, says shout out to OPS. They really did a good job when it came to potential for disaster. All right, well, good report
Okay.
on that. Appreciate that very much. Yep. Well, we appreciate everybody talking about this. Like I said, I figured we're gonna spend some time on the show today with this huge storm that happened Friday.
Yeah.
Hail also hit down at some point. There was baseball sized hail going on. Yeah, it was a wild weekend, man.
Yeah,
It
I'm
was a
I'm actually
wild.
looking for there is a I have to find the report. But there was actually a Omaha World Herald report, I believe, that said that there was some sirens and some you kind of mentioning, how it was crazy that how the sirens were going off. Apparently there were some sirens in northwest Nebraska or Omaha area that didn't go off.
That didn't
Um
go off. Interesting.
yeah. I'm trying to look for that. Again, this
Uh,
is something you got to think about. The systems, are the systems up to date? Are the systems working the way that they're supposed to, especially in these types of disasters?
Very true. I did talk to my mom said that the she didn't hear the sirens, and then so we was wondering if the sirens were working over where she's at. But then she went outside. She heard them when she opened the door. She can hear the sirens. So that's another thing.
Mm.
How far are the sirens away from people? So that's yeah. There's a lot to it. A lot to it. But the network was going crazy because everybody was on the phone with each other for sure. For sure. Making sure everybody was okay and letting people know what was going on. So Mama God said they test monthly. We happen to have a siren right outside of the building here. So even with the windows and doors closed, super loud. Super loud.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. I remember those annoying Saturday morning tests. Yeah, but
yeah,
it's
man. Yeah,
necessary.
definitely. Once again, appreciate everybody that's coming through this morning. We got special guests and we got a special guest waiting in the wing. I want to go ahead and bring him in and kind of check in
Yeah,
and see what was going on there as well because we want to look out for the land. For that
man.
Black Agenda Alliance land, ladies and gentlemen, Brother Qasim Shabazz. Without further ado, good morning, brother. Can you hear us?
What's happening? What's happening? What's going on?
Peace,
Man, we
peace.
just talking about this crazy storm that just happened. How you faring over there?
Man, I'm doing good. I'm doing real good, man. Appreciate it. How about you, brothers?
No, can't
Yeah,
complain.
the roof's still on the house, so we good.
Oh
Right,
yeah,
right,
yeah.
right.
That's all that
Yeah,
matters, right?
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah. So the
Well,
uh the land
well,
didn't get hit. The land is all right.
I mean, so far so good. Everything looks sweet to me.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Not a lot of devastation to the land and trees and stuff, but mostly just homes that kind of got hit. So,
Hmm.
just wondering about the surrounding homes and you guys' personal home, and everybody stayed safe this weekend. I hope.
yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Everything is looking good, man. We keep moving even through a tornado. We got to keep on moving.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Of course. Got the greenhouse out there and things like that. So you building some structures. Definitely want to make sure the foundation is set and everything is copacetic, if you will. So
Yeah.
definitely glad to hear that.
Yep.
Aside from that, man, how's the fam? How's everything?
Everything is good, man. in the greenhouse. Said we're getting ready to build that. I'm leaving this weekend to go out of town. The following week, we plan on putting that greenhouse up. I got to put a flyer out for that, so be on the lookout for that. And so the beautiful part about that is that we've established a beautiful relationship and brotherhood and familyhood with the Assembly of the Saints.
Mhm.
So we will be putting the greenhouse down there at that particular location
Mm,
Oh, okay.
that's what's
because
up.
that gives the hood access.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Then, so it's beautiful, man. It's looking real good.
Man, nice.
Oh,
So, what is the flyer? Is that asking for volunteers? Is that what is the flyer? Just
It
telling
it
people.
it'll pertain to anybody who want to come out and help support. The greenhouse is 26 by 12 feet.
Okay.
We plan on putting together a pretty strong garden movement within the city. You know, his property is all fenced in and all that type of stuff, water
Mm-hmm.
access, and it gives us an opportunity to flood the hood with produce,
Yep.
inshallah, once that time comes. So
that's what's
anybody
up.
who want to be a part of that process is more than welcome to come on out and get busy with us.
Man, beautiful, beautiful. I'm seeing a network building. I was just actually talking to Mama God about the community garden that her neighborhood association kind of deals with. So it'd be nice to tie efforts together and just make sure, especially in the hood, like you mentioned. Again, people might not realize it, but North Omaha is a food desert. And what that means is there's limited, if there is access to fresh produce, specifically fresh produce,
Right.
fruits, vegetables, things like that. So yeah, man, very practical solutions to very real problems. And as always, appreciate you.
Yeah. Michelle Moreno in the chat is asking, do you need potting soil? Do you need any potting soil over there?
Or anything. What other resources do you need?
Can you hear us?
I mean, everything looked like this connection. Can you guys hear me? I
Yeah, your
Yeah,
connection
yeah,
your connection is really bad though, and it's
yeah,
lagging a lot. You might need to restart.
think this connection.
yeah. If you have any other
Yeah,
windows
let
open,
me
close them
back
too.
up. Are you there? Are you there now?
Yep.
Yeah,
Can you hear me now?
yeah, we
Yes.
can hear you.
Okay. So I was going. Yeah. So anything is man, anything and everything. You know, I've never been the gardener type. I'm the hunter
Okay.
gatherer. You know, so there's people around me that tap into that lane. I just go and get the resources, man, and make it happen and be like, here, make it do what it do. So
Yeah.
anything that that's needed is welcome.
Okay.
No more empty pots was in the news just recently. They got their store open on I believe it's Friday now. Every Friday from 10 to 5 or something like that. They got a little store there, and of course they're working that greenhouse upstairs as well. I kind of I'm thinking about you guys, thinking about them, thinking about a network like Buddy's talking about, like a
Mm-hmm.
network of people that are actually growing food and trying to solve this food desert. But interesting thing, when they were in the news, they were talking about how far away the nearest grocery store is. Two can be 2-3 miles away sometimes, and if you got
Yep.
to walk, that's pretty long distance to be trying to carry some bags back. So any of these places, I'm glad to hear that you guys got something going on with the Assembly of the Saints over there on 24th, because that's closer. That's a little bit closer for folks to be able to get some fresh stuff. And of course, we had the farmers markets that are just starting up. As a matter of fact, they'll be starting up in next. I think it's May 4th that they're coming through. So
Okay.
here's the flyer right here on them. Farmers market May 4th, starting up the official. This is the official Omaha Farmers Market. But if you remember, we used to be a part of this. There used to be a farmers market on 24th Street. They were connected to this overall that's going on, and then we had our own as well. So I'd love, anybody have any information on any other farmers markets going on in North Omaha, especially. Love to hear about where those are at. And man, when you guys get your stuff up and running, maybe we need to work something like that out to where that we got another little farmers market that people can go to as well on a regular weekend basis, and partake, buy what they need.
Yeah.
So
Also thinking of the Betty Shabazz, garden at the Malcolm X Memorial Foundation.
definitely.
So there are resources, and we're believers, as you know, here on the show, that teamwork makes the dream work. So we would love to see that, but I know regardless of who you team up with or what you do, Captain Q, as Brother Anthony likes to call you. You're gonna get the work done and still do what it is that you need to do, man. So, however we can support, we're here. Also, real quick in the chat, I see Nika Johnson. Shout out. What's up, Nika? How you doing? She says, I'm on the advisory board of No More Empty Pots. Great resources and partnerships. She says they also have an entrepreneurship program for free to help start, grow, and scale your business. Have you talked to anyone? I know is that Nika's hoodie you got on the budget?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Representing.
Yeah. I see what's going on. I see what's going on. But have you spoken to anybody at No More Empty Pots about a partnership?
Nika, you know,
Okay.
so
Okay.
so I mean, we there. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff going on that that we got going on in the background, and then we bring things to light. So it's coming. It's all coming together.
Beautiful.
Well, I'm ready for it. I'm ready to hit all y'all spots and get some real food.
Yeah, man.
Me too. Hey, me too.
You know what I'm saying?
Eating good. So speaking of bringing things together, I don't know, Paul, if you had any other questions. But...
Hey, I kind of wanted to jump into the chat real quick. Mama
Okay,
God
go
is
ahead.
asking, how do we contact you to know what and how to get it to you?
So
Mhm.
talking about me, yeah. So we, like I said, there will be a process that'll go out throughout the week, and that process will pretty much be, the flyer and everybody who want to be a part of that, and even all these collaborations that you all talking about when it comes to the food desert. So I mean, it's an open door, it's an open door, and you see any one of us, get in touch with us, and let's make it happen. It's just for the betterment of the North Side.
You want to put your email out there just in case they want to contact you directly?
Yeah, man, you got it, don't you?
Yeah, I got it. Yep. I'm gonna type it in the chat though, real quick. Shout it out to me real fast.
Qasim Shabazz, 84 at Gmail.
84.
84.
There you go. Yeah. So again, if anybody has any resources, any information, gloves, soil, shovels, or just bodies,
Bodies,
definitely.
right?
Yep,
Muscle.
Yeah. Energy.
All I'm gonna be is a body.
Pardon yourself?
No, I said that's all I'm gonna be is a body. So
okay.
learning, man. Like I said, shoot, man. I'm a hunter gatherer, man. So
I must be too, man, because I be trying to grow these plants in this house, and I done killed everything except.
I can't grow a flower out the ground, man. I can't grow a dandelion, man.
Man, hey, everybody has their role, man. So again, if you got the green thumb, come help the brothers out, man. They need the help.
Also, Nika Johnson in the chat says they also have an entrepreneurship program free to help start, grow, and scale your business.
Yep.
So that's going to be a definite help. Also, Stephen Abraham in the chat says it's been said that when a person has access to healthy food options, they have better health outcomes. Good work, Qasim Shabazz.
Oh yeah. You eat better, you think better, you do better.
Katie Rain in the chat saying beautiful. I know she's all about it. Katie Rain's Magic the Detox, all about that natural. Ray Vincent in the chat also giving us a good morning. And Katie Rain said, keep it intentional. The harvest is the motive.
Man, there you go. Actually, kind of brings about an idea for the book club. I don't know if you know what you're planning on reading, having them read next, but maybe that Eat to Live. It'd be good things, good thing in tandem with the greenhouse. You know what you see what I'm doing. You see.
You just gave me an idea.
Okay.
You just gave me an idea, and what I'm gonna do is sometime today or tomorrow, I'm gonna order about 50 of those. Now, I have Nori Muhammad coming in. I just solidified. The process was a little.
Want to talk about that?
So I do have Nori coming in on the 2nd.
Okay.
Okay. So you got Umar the 1st, Nori on the 2nd. Just speaking on how to eat to live. But man, that might be some heavy material there, man. I gotta go back. That's what you're talking about, how to eat to live.
Yes, sir.
Elijah Muhammad, right?
Yep.
Reading it right now.
Down, boy, y'all keep talking like that. Everybody ain't up on that though, man.
Hey, but that's the work you doing. Everybody ain't up on Willie Lynch neither, but we putting them on it.
That's the reason for the book club.
Yeah, man. That's the reason. It's the reason for the season, man. So yeah. I would love to. It just came to me, so I just wanted to pass that on.
That's beautiful, and thank you. And so that idea inspired by you, because I wasn't thinking about that, brother. So that's heavy.
That's the move.
So thank
Beautiful.
you.
Yeah, Katie Rain in the chat too said, "Oh yes,
Yep,
buddy,
yep.
that's the move."
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
One of these incidents that one of the events that are coming up that they were talking about right now, June 1st. Mark your calendar for this Midwest Pan African Conference. Dr. Umar will be in town again. Assembly of the Saints going off. You might have to. You got to get tickets to this, or is it a free event?
Nah, it's tickets. We're getting ready to start pushing real hard throughout
Okay.
this season. Go
So
so it's not hard to get this off. And then Nori, I was waiting to get that so that I can combine them
yeah,
Mhm.
because Nori, it's looking like Nori will actually be here. Him and all the NOI and all, they'll actually be here for this particular event. So
okay,
so we have both brothers in the house at the same time.
that's what's up.
Beautiful. That's powerful. That's powerful.
Yeah, for sure. Get your. This is the reason why I'm asking about tickets because we know last time Dr. Umar came, it sold out. So you're going to get your tickets early and apparently get set up to get your tickets for both days. This is going to be a
Man.
double day affair as well. So I will definitely start putting that flyer out on Friends of First Sky Omaha when you get the flyer for the second as well. So June 1st and 2nd, get ready. Get ready.
Man.
It's going down.
I actually wanted to dive more into that before we jumped into the chat, but definitely want to hear more about this Pan African Conference. What can the people expect aside from the speakers? Will there be other panels, vendors, performances? Like what's the game plan?
Yeah, we definitely plan on having vendors, a show out of vendors this time. And a couple of the different African diasporas, the Somali and the Sudanese community will be in the house.
Hey,
Governors from both sides, at least from this city, plus everybody that tagged them. So we've been doing a lot, off the grid, man. And you know how we like to come with it after it's complete. I do have many in my programs as we speak, So we just had a class yesterday, man. That was so heavy. I asked the kids, I think the week before, what it was that they felt like they wanted to learn. And they said they wanted to learn how to be bodyguards and protectors.
Mm.
So we had a whole class yesterday centered around that. And you had the different diasporas in there, man, and ours. And so that's what that's going to be, man. It's going to look like a collaborative effort, a real grassroots effort moving us forward internally. Because for us, that's where it lay. So yes, it's gonna be
love it.
beautiful.
Man.
Sounds good, man. It's gonna be a heavy June. I know that.
Yeah, it is. It is, and that's a perfect way to kick it off. To set the ethers right, to get their momentum going for the month, and for the rest of the year. And I'm just proud, to see the work that you're doing. And as I mentioned, during my speech at the 4th year anniversary, it's a movement. It's not a moment. It's definitely about a movement, and we stand on that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I won't be able to be there and physically, but I definitely be there in spirit and hoping for a successful event for you and the community. Just to drop a bug in your ear, I see that you have brother Nuri Muhammad. You said the NOI will be in attendance. I actually caught a documentary that they have last October at the Revolt Summit. They have a documentary, brothers in Chicago of the NOI. They have a housing program. I don't know how familiar you are, but that would be a beautiful program that I think you might be able to replicate in the Omaha area. So you might want to talk to them brothers about what they're doing in Chicago as far as the housing portion. Getting some young men to develop, redevelop, and actually own some housing. Yeah, so just putting that bug out there.
Yeah, that was a conversation that we had. Is that
Beautiful.
they want to visit the land when they get here, so that we can begin those particular processes or the conversations surrounding. So we're there,
Man,
We're there.
beautiful.
Just jumping back in the chat real quick. Katie Rain in the chat said Queen Afua has got a version too. Eat to Live.
Yes, she do. Yes, she
That's
do.
what's
And I
up.
read it heavy. I
Man.
mean, and so she on point with that because I would encourage, and I'm not a woman, of course,
Mhm.
but I read the book. You know what I mean? So she right on point with that.
That's what's up. Also, Anthony Rogers Wright says all praises due to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Yeah.
Appreciate you being in the chat this morning, brother Paul Film in the chat this morning, giving us a good morning as well. Heard you was out and about ducking from the tornadoes and things. We did start off the show talking a little bit about the situation with brother Hasani Lee. Brother Qasim, have you heard about what was going on with brother Lee? He's the brother that's taking care of his father over there in the Underwood Towers. He just put up.
Very yeah, very light, you know, very lightweight, you know.
Yeah.
Other than what Sherman tell me or what I see, you know, it's very,
Mhm.
very light. But I know exactly what's going on. You know, so yeah.
Love to hear your version of what's happening to Brother Philman. If I know that you were out there, so yeah, we'll come back to that. We were hoping that Brother Sherman was going to come on today. He might be busy, but if he is, we'll definitely ask him about the updates there. Also, Nika Johnson in the chat says, "Drop the link for the tickets. You got the tickets yet for first and second?"
That's actually on that barcode. We're working on that. We'll get that taken care of.
Okay,
Okay, I was wondering that.
Miss Johnson, we'll
We
drop
were
that
supposed
in.
to scan that barcode, but we should have been a little bit more technical in that
Yeah,
process.
it's
So
the QR code at the top of the flyer that we just showed you talking about.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's put that up just in case you might be sitting there at a screen big enough for you to get that the barcode up there. So if not, we'll go ahead and put that in Friends of First Sky Omaha. We'll get that.
We have sold some tickets already.
Okay.
Just that, but I know we definitely we getting ready to step it up. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So
Yep. Brother Pena gives us a good morning. Good morning. Also, Kara Warner says, "How can we sign up to volunteer for the first and the second? You need volunteers for the dates."
absolutely, and shout out to my beautiful cousin Kara for the because I'm actually her home right now for my technical difficulties.
No, okay.
Shout out to Cuz. So yeah, definitely valid. Like I said, once that flyer hit, that's usually how we do. You know, once the flyer hit, you know, that's
That's
everybody
where the communication starts. Huh?
pretty much.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, tap in, y'all.
And you guys can also always make requests in Friends of First Sky Omaha. We'll get him to the brother as well if you don't contact him directly.
Yeah.
Real Kel in the chat. Good morning. It's a great way to start the morning. Appreciate you
Hey,
coming on in.
what's
Yeah,
good? What's good?
that's what's up.
Her
Thanks.
son is a part of the program, man. That's my right there.
Dope. Yeah, shout out to Riel. Yeah, she gets down.
Speaking of the program, we've been talking about Pace. Pace is in the news again. They're about to get some money from the state to continue their program, and whenever that happens, I always want you to come on and reiterate the programs you have because those were the ones I feel like they need to shine a little bit more than what they're doing over there, as far as I'm concerned. So, remind us of what you got going on. I know this is springtime coming up, summertime coming up. Is it going to be tryouts again for flag football? And what's happening? Let people know again that aren't familiar with the programs that you have. Let them know what you got going on.
Did you actually get the flyer? The flyer surfacing around on social media.
I didn't for flag football.
Yeah, it got shared a whole bunch of times. It's on my
No.
it's on my social media. Something's
see it.
going on, but it's on there. It got shared. We already had a bunch of kids get on there and sign up.
Beautiful.
So just a reminder, we own the only all Pan African football league in the state of Nebraska. Organization geared toward teaching the children who they are and where they come from through our athletic program. We named the teams after the Garveyites, the Black Panthers, the Mighty Moors, the Harlem Hellfighters. The way we see it is that we run the sport. And there's nothing in the sport that represent us. They have given us zero representation. And then so that's where the idea manifested from. So what we did was we created that particular organization as a fishing hole. Yeah, we do athletics. We're great athletes, but there's other things we're lacking in, which led to the Urban Survival Club of Omaha. Where we're teaching them how to hunt, shoot, fish, look them in and out. We just added carpentry. After
Beautiful.
my brother graduates his carpentry stuff this was it May, then we already got all of our equipment and everything, man, tool belts and everything for the kids.
Wow.
So we're teaching. So we roll the kids from the football program into the Urban Survival Club of Omaha, so that we can hit them from all points. Now, in the Urban Survival Club of Omaha, that's a Pan African structure as well. We feel and we see things that for us. I'm just gonna shoot straight. These different entities that are in the city, Boys and Girls Club, North Star, Mandela, YMCA, those are not our entities. These entities are not teaching us who we are and where we come from through this process. This is what separates us.
Mm-hmm.
It's because we want you to have cultural competence. It's been proven that we get nowhere without it. You see, so that's the rollout right there. We purchased the land, the 8 acres of land, to create our own economic form of self-sufficiency, and also be able to give that much more to the youth that we serve inner city wise. So we play the game a lot differently than others, whereas our whole understanding and idea of really getting ahead is self-reliance and self-reliance alone. That don't mean that we do not accept help from outside. However, that help must come with no attachment to it at all. Usually that's the way that we end up trapped in the situations and circumstances that we seem to not be able to get out of.
Dependency.
Yes.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. I did find that flyer. I'll go ahead and put this up right now. This is the call for registration here on May the 11th through the 18th for boys ages 6 through 11. Training camp and registration dates again May the 11th and the 18th at noon. And they got some numbers down here. You can contact some folks. 402-720. I got to put my readers on now to get down that small and that font right there. But yeah, we'll put this in Friends of First Sky Omaha. You can also go to Brother Qasim's page and check this out too. I love that we have a football league here.
Those kids are actually in our league. These kids are actually in the Urban Survival Club to this day. The little boy with the football in his hand, he started illegally. He was 3 when he started in the league.
Wow.
Ty is now, he's 11 years old. And actually we're going to honor his mom. I want to honor his mom at this event for being a single mother. The one thing I want to let the single mothers know is being with your son and making sure around the right type of because man, this boy here is off the charts. All of them. So that's an actual flick from our football league.
Wow. Man, I bet you that's something else to have watching these kids grow up.
Man,
in the program as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, I hadn't even realized you've been doing it that long, but I guess now that I think about it, it's been some years.
Yeah. And what's crazy is the city officials, they know what's going on. You guys have heard them get on this show and say it. Okay. And so, but that's a whole nother dialogue for another day.
Oh yeah. But what I'm
go ahead.
No, you good. Just gonna, just give you your flowers. Like what I'm looking forward to when I think when I see this is like Snoop and his football league and now it's getting to the point where there's several, youths that are in the NFL right now that started in Snoop's youth, neighborhood football league. So you never know what kind of impact this could have on these young men's life. You never know where that might lead them, even if it's not the NFL, there might be professionals in other areas. So yeah, definitely, excited about this. Looking forward to it. We actually talked about a new facility that's coming to the North Omaha area. I don't know if you caught wind of this whole athletic facility at Nathan Hale. Are you familiar with this? Is this something that you're interested in? Maybe even moving some of your practice facilities and activities to, or
no?
Okay,
no, it's not black enough.
Okay,
so I'm that guy. I'm that guy in real life that will look in your face and say it's not black enough. And I don't think that, inshallah, if it's God's will, it works out for those in whom it may work out for. But you look at who spend a lot of time down there now without the facility being there, it's the Asians and the Hispanics playing soccer. You know what I mean? So anything with that type of money tied to it, we don't run it. I'm just giving you my breakdown. I could be 100% right or 100% wrong, but history tells me that I'm 100% right. Okay? We don't run it. We don't own it. And if we do run it and we do own it, there'll be people in position that don't care too much about pushing a black agenda. Okay, so we get left behind in the end. And that's another thing that separates us is don't nobody really want to deal with us and what they consider to be rhetoric when it comes to us developing ourselves first. It's only considered rhetoric and extreme when it comes from us.
Mm-hmm.
It's not extreme in rhetoric when the Mexicans fly their flags over South and have their self-sufficiency, when the Asians do it, when the whites do it, but when we do it, it's a problem. There's a science behind that, Brother Buddy, and you're very well aware based in some of your teachings and stuff like that. We know what time it is. So,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
so as far as that facility go, alhamdulillah, may it benefit those that it benefit, but at the end of the day, we'll end up in the same condition, if not worse. We'll end up left behind.
Well, we always are talking about following the money, and so you got to know, we got to figure out who's paying for that, and then that'll help you figure out why it exists in the first place. So again, if it's not for us, by us, owned, then I can understand why you would shift your efforts to something that is owned by us. That makes a lot of sense to me in a big way.
Man, somebody gotta do it.
Somebody got to do it. You ain't lying. I want to jump in the chat real quick because Anthony, I think Rome's Reviews had a question. Does the BAA teach conflict resolution or emotional stability? Anthony Rogers Wright is saying BAA is conflict resolution and emotional stability, the best black-led information in the state, hands down. So we got a question and we got a person co-signing for y'all. What do you have to say about that particular subject, conflict resolution or emotional stability?
That was a part of our conversation and efforts yesterday when we were teaching the children and whom requested to learn how to be bodyguards and protectors. That was the top of the conversation. I'm about to put a picture out there this morning, centered around the conversation. They requested that. People don't understand how receptive our children is, and so we've shifted our lane to just about, let's say, 90% youth. The other 10% is us adults who are all over the place, but. So as far as that question go, that's all that we do. That's our whole manifestation, and even some of the things that we didn't been through. We weren't supposed to be here as long as we've been, which is a short time, and if it's God's will, we're here for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up.
Man,
Anthony Rogers Wright says Cap Q don't just spill the tea, he floods the airways with it.
there you go. There you go. Speaking that truth.
Yeah.
Man, that's beautiful, man. It's about the youth. It's about the next generation. It's about building leaders, and you're doing exactly that. And a lot of people are supporting. A lot of people seems to be, interested in getting involved. So hopefully they follow through on that desire. Nika Johnson also says need financial economics. So that's of course I'm sure that's in your plan. You can't have self-sustainability without the economic side of it. So I guess, is that something that is a part of the programs that you have already, or something you plan to roll out as far as like financial literacy, those types of things?
Well, that's why I got this hoodie on today.
Okay.
She's the master teacher and educator, and from my scope, and she's accessible. She's made herself accessible to teach. You know what I mean? So definitely, I'm not ashamed to say when I don't understand a particular process.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from these streets, and I'm from this gutter, and it just, if we don't know, we don't know. So definitely plan on it being a part of what we have going on a broader scale. Like, hell, we went and got that land, but we got it, we have it, and now we're learning processes. And then there's those that are around us who know and understand how to help get us further, but they won't, because we want to attach ourselves, And so you got all these city officials and everybody else, and again, in my opinion, that no, they ain't came together and said, well, we got this section over here. This is bought and paid for. Look at what these brothers and sisters are doing. Let's get behind them. Let's pour out the resources. We don't think like that, but the Mexicans.
Oh yeah, we've seen it. We've seen it time and time again. But I'm actually curious. Outside of, I know you're doing it for North Omaha and you're doing it for the city, but outside of the local community, what has the national community? Have you gotten any national attention? Have you, aside from having the likes of Dr. Umar Johnson and Nuri Muhammad, those individuals aware of what it is that you're doing? Have you had, what has the national response been, or have you reached that level yet as far as national awareness?
The national response is coming, but we're not ready yet.
Okay.
So I noticed there's an entity who went national that shouldn't have went national, but I'm not gonna get into that either. So let's be fair and let's be honest. Okay, in my opinion,
it's 8 o'clock.
We do a lot of work. We do a lot of work, and this thing can get broader. But right now, um, I'm not so much as worried about attention as I am the results.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't feel like we're where we're supposed to be yet. You know what I mean? So I hope that I'm not hoping and wishing for a viral anything at this moment because I don't know if I'll be able to endure the impact and the
Man.
immediacy of it. And I'm just being honest. You know, I want to be able to produce results. You know, the attention means nothing if there's no results.
Man, I truly appreciate that honesty, man, and that shows the mindset of one a true leader and one a true strategist. Not uh bringing on more than you can bear, and praise Allah for the things that we have and the things that we don't have, because you don't know what you're being protected from. So yeah, man, I think of course you will get there. You continue doing the work. That is an inevitability. As you said, the national attention will come. The work that you're doing does deserve it. But I'm confident that you will continue to work. So yeah, man, y'all, anybody listening, make sure we tap in, make sure we continue to support, and not just brother Qasim is doing, but just the youth. That's really what it's about, supporting the youth, supporting these young men, and of course I know young women will be coming up soon as far as the programs and support for them. So yeah, we're here for it.
There you go. As the AI voice just told us, it's now 8 o'clock. You're in the second
All
hour.
right, I'm looking around, man. Bored, man.
You're now in the second hour with us over here at First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
My name is Paul B. I got Buddi3 Da Gawd here, and we're special guest, brother Qasim Shabazz in the house.
Yeah, Captain
Giving Captain Q, like they call him now, giving an update on what's going on here with the Black Agenda Alliance. Definitely support the Black Agenda Alliance. As you can see, it's a organization that is for us, by us, which means it needs to be supported by us as well. There's a lot of organizations out here getting funds from here and funds from there. It's really important for the funds for the Black Agenda Alliance to come from us, the Black community. So,
Yeah,
do you have a link yet where we can put up for donation?
Beeee of Omaha, Cash App,
Okay.
$ Beeee of Omaha.
of Omaha. Okay.
Sign Beeee Omaha.
That's kind of
Cool.
to all of our
Put that
accounts.
in the Cash App there. I see Brother Sherman Wells. He said, "Hey fellas, at the courthouse with my uncle. So see y'all next Monday." Okay.
Okay.
Appreciate you, bro. We
Man.
definitely appreciate you coming in. Wanted to talk to you a little bit about what was going on. So maybe we'll catch up with you a little bit earlier than next week, because we want to definitely make sure that we're there for brother Hasani Lee. So we'll be talking about it coming up very soon. But we'll go ahead and let brother Qasim go today. Do you got any last words for the people, brother?
Man, I just want to thank y'all, man. I
No.
love y'all, and we appreciate y'all, man, and everything that y'all have done for us, in the community. And I also want to thank the North Side, man, talking about funding and all that, just humbly want to be able to say that it's really the community that have kept us alive.
Word.
So I get tired of hearing people say there's no community, the community have kept the Black Agenda Alliance intact. That's all that we've had.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't think that the community is given enough credit for that. And so I want to do that today is just that we thank everybody who has supported us and donated. And just, man, this thing is heavy when you're really doing it from the rooter to the tutor.
Yeah,
You're
man.
not asking for nothing at all. So my final words, man, is self-love. That's it.
Appreciate it, man.
Beautiful.
Anthony Rogers Rush's ephemera is built on ego. Long-term movement building and revolution is built on humility.
That's right.
This is why we love this brother.
Indeed.
Well said. Well said.
Yeah. Love you, brother, man. Continue to work however we can help, however we can support.
Brother, you gotta get
Yes,
Anthony back in the gym.
Oh.
Get me back in there with you too.
Let's go. Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. All right, brother. You have a good one, man. We'll catch up with you soon.
All right, love.
Man, peace and love.
Peace.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. We got. Oh wait, hold. Let me go ahead. There we go. Boy, I tell you, this program here. Without further ado, we have another special guest sitting in the wings. We're gonna not waste his time either. Senator Terrell McKinney is here with us this morning. Good morning, brother. How you doing?
I'm good. How y'all doing?
All is well.
The roof's still on the house.
Yeah,
That's
man.
all we can say about it.
Yeah, we see your ceiling's still there, man. Yeah. How you doing? How was your weekend?
I'm doing good. My weekend was good besides the rain, but it was cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Family all safe from the tornadoes and stuff, Friday?
Yeah. Yep.
That's what's up. This why
Okay.
they want to. This why they want to take the north side back over. North side didn't get hit
Man,
at
see,
all.
that's a part of it.
People, people out west are like, I want to move back to north.
Yeah, stay where you at. Stay where you at. Man. So what's new? How's life been since the session ended? You kind of getting outside of the work, getting back to regular scheduled programming, or are you still dealing with the sessions? How's that going?
Life has been cool. Just a lot of stuff that you missed during the session, and then just ramping up all the other things, especially campaigning. So, I mean, it's been cool just trying to get caught up with things. So it's all right.
Yeah, you were canvassing this weekend, right? You had the joint canvas with
We're
uh
Ashley, but the
yes.
rain kind of killed a lot of that.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So
I did see y'all out there on Friday though, 24th and Lake, and
yeah.
me and little man passed by, hollering at the window at you, honking the horn. Saw y'all out there doing the good work. You was passing some goodies out or something. What was y'all passing out there?
We had some popcorn, and
Oh,
okay.
yeah,
so
we that's what we did last time I ran. We did yard sign like pull ups and gave away popcorn or different other campaign material or anything people want. So it's
did
cool.
Man.
people
Are they
pick up a lot of signs?
Yeah, it was. I mean, the rain kind of I think
yeah,
affected it a little bit, but people still was pulling up and grabbing some signs. So it was cool.
okay. Are you what kind of response are you getting from the people out there? Are people responding? Kind of how's the how's the feel from the ground?
The feel is good. Everybody I run into from young to old is saying they still gonna support me. So, I
Beautiful.
mean, it's been cool the interactions and talking to people.
Word, man. That's
Okay.
what's up. We heard last week there was a meeting over at Big Mama's that was supposed to be a kind of a candidate meeting. How did that go? Just wanted to ask you about it.
It was just me.
Okay.
The other two didn't show up for
Mm.
whatever reasons they didn't want to. So it was just me just answering questions.
No,
All
it's
right.
just big me. There you go.
I told you. Senator Big Me in the house. I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, man, that's what's up.
Ah,
That's good. That's good, man. I'm hearing around town the campaign's going well. Everybody's in full support, so I'm glad the campaign's going good. All that good stuff. You guys got a lot more canvassing to do. Are you getting enough volunteers to help you do what you got to do over there?
Always need more, to be honest. So, nah, I mean, we always welcome more, and the more the better. The more area we could cover and canvas and hit. So it's never enough. You always could do more.
okay. And for volunteers to kind of get involved, how can they get in contact?
Just reach out to me, hit up the email, or just reach out to me, and then we'll figure it out from there.
There you go. There you go.
Brother Abraham's in the chat asking. I heard that that event was an opportunity for the people to engage with you. Any takeaways?
Takeaways. I mean, people really didn't ask a lot of questions, so
Okay.
it's hard. I mean, I think your mom was there. I met her and some other people,
Oh
so
my
it
God.
was cool. I mean, the interactions was cool. People coming up saying, they thought I did good answering questions, and they still support me. So, I mean, that was pretty much it.
Yeah, good questions. Good, and met some new folks, and
Yeah.
that's what's up. Appreciate that. Yeah. Any other of those kinds of meetings coming up that you gonna be attending?
I think I got a forum with IB Black Girl. I think tomorrow. I think, and then another forum coming up at the Culture House. I think on the 2nd. So,
Yeah.
a couple
Heard,
more.
Okay.
heard about that one coming up on the 2nd. That's what's up.
That's
Mama got
Thursday.
Mama got in the chat said love the forum. Thanks for doing that. Hubby first exposure to you, and he felt your response were on the money. Sorry it was a low turnout. That's what's up. Kimber Snipes in the chat said good morning, y'all. Just have you met with anyone while canvassing that stands out as potential neighborhood leader that you can connect with?
Uh, Possibly. I mean, yes and no. I mean, people, most of the people, a lot of the people you run into are that I've run into are super knowledgeable, or just curious about what's going on. So I mean, I think any of them probably could be a neighborhood leader. It's just reconnecting with them and keeping them engaged.
Yeah.
That's kind of an interesting point. We talk about a lot about on the show about voter turnout, how to get people mobilized, how to get people just interested in the things that we talk about here on the show. I mean, we talk a lot about politics and a lot about law and a lot about just the things going on in the community. And sometimes it is kind of a question like, do people care? Like, are people just worried about the everyday, just, trying to get their bills paid and beyond that, they really don't care? Are people so I'm kind of curious because from what you just said, it sounded like it's actually more than you would think as far as just citizens, individuals who actually do care about what's going on in the community and are knowledgeable. Kind of what is your sense? Is it, more than not as far as people being knowledgeable and caring about what's going on?
I think people care. I just you got to meet them where they at, and then you got to give them a reason to give you those responses.
Mm,
So, and I think the biggest thing is trying to meet them where they at and just engaging them. People deal with a lot of different things day to day, and I don't think we should just expect them to walk up to us and say, "Hey, I want to volunteer."
mm.
Yes, that's great, but sometimes you got to engage people first, and then it'll spark that curiosity. Because a lot of people think all of this is super complex, and you need to have all these special abilities to jump in the streets and start volunteering and doing things. And I think if you demystify a lot of this, more people would. So I think it just starts with engaging them initially, and then just building from there.
Big time, big time. And I think you do a great job of doing that. As far as just being accessible.
Mhm.
Yeah, so
Absolutely.
kudos.
Hey, Mama God in the chat is asking, are you aware of the Hasani Lee situation? Any thoughts on what the community can do to stand behind him?
Yeah, I'm aware of it. I was watching that was last week or the week before when
That
he
was
was
Wednesday.
on, and
Last
That
Wednesday.
that was wild.
Yeah, man.
I think the biggest thing probably is just figuring out how to get whatever that needs to be done to get more people engaged with what's going on with OHA, and
Mhm.
figuring out what are some steps to possibly change leadership over there and those type of things and what needs to be done, because I think that's the next step. We passed that bill, but that definitely isn't enough. We need to keep the foot on their necks as far as popping up at some OHA meetings. I think that is another step as well. I think going to OHA meetings and also actively reaching out to the commissioners and saying, hey, all this is going on and we ain't getting no type of community engagement from y'all. Like y'all are not engaging, y'all not giving another side of the story. How can you be a commissioner and we're not seeing commissioners present in the community trying to address these issues? I think that's the next step is, what's up with y'all commissioners and why ain't y'all doing what we feel y'all need to be doing? And then on top of the commissioners, looking at the senior leadership over there and seeing how you get them out of there.
Man, that's the big thing is how because it definitely seems like rather than doing their job, they're spending time with the Mr. Asani Lee situation, intimidating tenants. If you can put that much energy into doing your job, then this might not even be a problem. So I do find that interesting. And I am curious. You mentioned that they've OHA spent what 15,000 to pay for lobbyists to go against bills that you've written. Have you seen the commissioners out there in support, or like when there is opposition, when there is testimony, who from OHA is out there speaking?
Some commissioners, a couple of them, they had come, but they spoke on my bill, but they didn't speak in their official capacity. Like
Hmm.
they testified, but it was like I'm testifying as myself. Or when we were going through the session this year, I had a commissioner come down to Lincoln and say, "Hey, why are you trying to make these changes? It's gonna make me get off the board." And I'm like, "Well, that's not my problem. I'm working for the people. Like, y'all
Wow.
y'all paid $15,000 to try to stop a bill to help people. Like, get out of my face, honestly.
Man,
I'm glad you brought that bill up. Just to remind us what was entailed in that bill. Can you give us a little rundown of what just got passed?
Oh, dang. It's a lot in that bill. It gives residents the right to counsel starting 2025. It sets up a complaint process. It says OHA has to notify people of the grievance process and also has to let people know they can file complaints with the city. It adds two more resident commissioners with a total of three. It also says that all contact information must be available online or publicly, so you don't have to try to search and find what's the emails to the commissioners or these people in
mm,
OHA. Um, Dang, what else is in there? It's a lot of stuff in there. Trying
So
to think.
just kind of like an overall making it easier for tenants to be able to complain and hold the board accountable and stuff like that.
Pretty much,
mhm.
it also says that no commissioners could serve on a board who have a employment or contractual conflict, which is big.
Mhm.
Trying to think, what else?
I'm kind of curious as far as enforcement. What is the enforcement side of the bill? Like, say, because we already see that they're not opposed to necessarily breaking the law or kind of going against some of the. I mean, let's just call it what it is. Going against some of the parameters that they're placed under. What is the enforcement of this bill? Is there anything in the bill that lays out enforcement?
I mean, they got to follow the federal guidelines. That's one. So, I mean, I think it makes it easier for HUD to step in. I think it also should make it easier for the city to step up and do what they're supposed to do as far as complaints. Because the problem with the complaints is the city is saying we can't step in if people ain't complaining to us. But because of the way OHA has it set up, majority of the complaints are going straight through OHA, so they're never even getting to the city's desk.
Mm.
Mm.
And that's part of the problem with like the inspections and things like that.
We're getting some real information here, real time as well. Paul Philman in the chat said Hasani Lee has made enormous efforts to advocate for all residents in Underwood Tower. He's been demonized for caring and heavy advocacy. Also, Brother Wells, who's down at the court now, says also just a heads up that OHA has 21 eviction hearings on Friday morning. Eviction court is courtroom 20, first floor, 1819 Farnham, just past the metal detectors. Court starts at 9 a.m. sharp. He says, for your information, they also have 19 more evictions on May 8th.
Man.
So they're in the court a lot over numerous evictions going on. Kimmer Snipes says, Councilwoman Hug sent me a document from planning that shows open OHA tower cases, I guess. I'm waiting for an access for it. I also heard from Lindsay Hughes, Health Department. Mama God said HUD, North City is doing anything, and tenants have sent info to them directly.
It's my
This
thoughts.
this is what we learned from Brother Hasani Lee when he came on as well.
Yeah.
Stephen Abraham, who used to be a commissioner early in the chess, I was out there engaging with the people when he was commissioner. So definitely, I appreciate you reminding us about that. We got to kind of call the commissioners and find out where their presence are at.
Yeah.
What say you on the subject of what can be done if they're contacting HUD in the city directly and nothing's happening on that level?
Blow up your city council people, blow up the mayor's office. You can't let them just slide. I mean,
Mhm.
somebody has to like these people get paid to do their job, make them do their job. People gonna want your vote next year in city elections. Hold them accountable. So I mean, that's what I would do. Show up to city council and keep pressing them.
Yeah.
Man. I almost want to say, is there anything at the state level? I know you're not necessarily a part of the judicial branch, but to your awareness, is there anything that can be done at the state level, or is it upon the citizens, the residents, the tenants themselves to bring forth lawsuits and things like that?
It's very limited on what we can do.
Mm,
Honestly, I think it's more local. The local entities could be more enforceable. enforceable. Like the city could step in and push them some more. And I mean, our city council people can, in my opinion, if you're a city council person, you should be popping up at the towers too.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Especially if the tower's in your district. I'm not sure what's
what they gonna
going
do?
on.
Ban and bar a city council person? That'd be real interesting.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they tried from what we seen from Lindsay. I
They
mean,
probably would.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Also, they keeping it coming in the chat as well. Brother Sherman says city councils remaining neutral. He also says even though they are elected by the people, they are more worried about their political friendships, which seems to be, par for the course, man.
And that's the problem. It should be about the people, not your political friendships or keeping a position. And you really probably shouldn't keep the position if you're more worried about how other people perceive you anyway.
Man, so it's about being a servant. You got to be a servant to the people. You got to be a servant to the people.
Appreciate everybody's comment on that. Anthony Rogers Wright says, "We'll say again, HUD receivership may be the only pathway at this point. Even the threat of it tends to get this derelict commissioners in line. Derelict
Man,
commissioners. Yeah, I feel that federal attention probably is the way to go here. Also, litigation. I keep going back to that word. I think that there's so many things out here to be having a lawsuit over, especially in Brother Lee's case. It's messed up. Mama God said when you do that, then they evict you. We see that with Mr. Lee. By the time the outlets help, you'll be evicted, homeless, and unable to find housing elsewhere. So that's the issue that's coming on now. What will happen if he gets evicted how will the fight go on at that point?
man.
On that level. So I appreciate you giving us the information there on that level of legislation, the bills that you got passed, you helped get passed there, to provide some help for people that are in these situations, to provide some accountability for these people as well, and also the advice on getting with the commissioners, getting with city council, really kind of pushing, shining more light, pushing more light on that level. And then of course we have boost to the roots, get down to the city council meetings, get over to the towers and try to help folks and see what they got going on. Anthony Rogers Wright is putting the receivership process website in. He said more 411 on the receivership process. He's got a link in the chat, so go ahead and check that out and take a look at it as
Man,
well.
I don't know though. I'm skeptical about that because didn't the residents already have a meeting in which HUD wasn't HUD there? If I'm not mistaken, there was already a meeting to where the regional HUD directors were there, and they said, "Yeah, we're surprised to hear about this. We'll look into it more." But what has come from that? I don't think it's as simple as get HUD involved, let them know, and then
Yeah, but
they'll step in.
you probably still got to formally submit something. So even I agree.
If you know the problem exists, then do your job and address it. Why does everybody got to fill out all this paperwork and go through all these hoops and this red tape? You know what I mean? Like, come on, man, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Anthony Rogers says, agree, regional or WAC need to get this right to DC. And I know what you're saying, buddy. I think that what we're talking about is part of a process. This is part of a process. We talk about this all the time. What do you do from, legislation all the way down to boost to the roots? So we're talking about a process. We're talking about several steps, several things happening, and you got to hit things from all sides. It seems like to me. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, man, appreciate your advice on that. I definitely understand that side of it better. I want to take some action there. Definitely talk to the commissioners, talk to city council, really push. Take a look at that law that just got passed, and read all the details. And this is further informing people about what their rights are now that this law is passed as well. So that's definitely on that tip for sure, man. But appreciate the advice on that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
On other subjects, anything else that's top of mind that you want to fill us in on and let us know about some action items or anything?
I did have some questions too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'll dive into some things. First of all, I do want to kind of echo what Sister Wanda Lewis is saying just on that to kind of put my final thought on it. I'm with her. She says OHA is getting a pass all the way around, and brother
All the way up
Hasani
the
Lee.
chain.
Yeah, he said he feels like it's going up the chain. So How far up the chain it goes, I don't know, but it definitely seems like it's even above OHA. Again, as Brother Anthony Rogers Wright is saying, even regional HUD seems to be not doing anything. Apparently, they didn't even show up to that meeting, as Sherman Wells said. They did not show up. So, yeah, man, yeah, very sticky situation. But thank you for doing what you can as far as passing the legislation. But that's kind of the other thing I did want to talk about as far as the legislation bills sessions. There's still the looming possibility of a special session. What is that looking like? We do have an article talking about Maine kind of chiming up on this whole winner takes all situation, which I know might be a part of the special session. So yeah, what is that looking like? Where is the tax conversation sitting right now? What is that looking like?
As of now, I mean, it's still kind of up in the air. I think
Okay.
we know eventually, probably in August, that we'll have a special session. There's supposed to be a forecast that comes out, a financial forecast that comes out in July. So I think once that happens, they'll probably end up calling a special session. But
Mm.
they're waiting for, I believe, July for the forecast to come out with some updates.
Okay. So, but it sounds like it's kind of an inevitability that there will
Yeah,
be a special session.
yep, for sure.
Mm. And as far as the whole winner takes all situation, we're hearing that the door might be closed, but it might still be a crack, or it might be a window that they can jump through. Like, what is the possibility of that you're hearing?
The governor still wants to try to go after it. So, I mean, it's always a possibility in a special session for them to try to go after it. And I wouldn't be surprised if they do try to go after it. I don't know if they actually have the support for it,
Mm.
but if he calls a special session on it, it means it's pretty close.
Mm.
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 Now it seems like Maine got our back with that. Got his back with that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And, Nebraska Examiner reporting on that. Apparently, Maine is joining that effort, and if Nebraska does decide to go to a winner take all, then they will apparently match that effort. So something
Which
we'll
which,
continue to keep an eye out. Go ahead.
which I found really interesting that article existed just because of that. It just sounded to me like, yeah, go ahead, Nebraska. We got your back. If you do it, we'll do it too. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a message of support that made me go. Everybody we've talked to has been like, we ain't worried about it, and
But
now
it's the
kind of worried about it.
but it's the opposite of support. For
Mm.
the reason, it's like if Nebraska, this Republican state, does it, I guess the effort in Maine is just more of a Democratic state.
Ah, okay, got it.
Yeah, they'll
So it's a
take,
little
take all
okay.
the votes in Maine. So
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay, okay. I got the
counter.
whole wrong impression of that article. Then,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, a little bit, a little bit. I actually, if you don't mind, read the quote that comes out of the Nebraska Examiner article. This is from Maine House Majority Leader Maureen Terry, who issued a statement on Friday, saying that local voters value their independence, but they also value fairness and playing by the rules. She says if Nebraska's Republican governor and Republican controlled legislature were to change their electoral system this late in the cycle in order to unfairly award Donald Trump an additional electoral vote, I think that Maine legislature will be compelled to act. So
Wow.
again, yeah, this will be kind of, it sounds like the opposite. If Nebraska wants to give the whole state to Trump, then we'll give the whole state to Biden. Is kind of what it sounded like. So yeah. Again, a situation we'll continue to keep our eye on.
Well, Anthony Rogers right in the chat. He says Maine is not that democratic at all, though. Portland, Maine is, but the rest of the state is Trumpy AF.
Mm.
So, so we'll see about how this plan pans out, man. First things first, like what's going on here with this special session here. So, we'll definitely be keeping our eye on that. But yeah, anyway, yeah, appreciate that update on that.
Yeah.
Anything else you had, buddy?
I mean, just kind of updates on everything that we've been talking about as far as the Inland Port Authority, housing, things like that. But if you don't have anything top of mind, we don't have.
not too much. I guess on the topic of the inland port, because a couple people have asked me, I would say to anybody in a community that there should be some efforts to put a list together of people who the community feels should be on the Inland Port Board and the Community Advisory Board. Go look at the legislation and look at what qualifies somebody to be on the board and a community advisory board and just get a list of people together. Because what we don't want to happen is to rely on the city to put that list together, or at least come up with the names. At least if the community comes up with a list of people who more than likely qualify to be on the board or the advisory board, they can't say people didn't apply or we didn't know, so we just picked these people.
Right.
Yeah, you said that last time he was on too. That's a big point that we need to really kind of think about and try to get that list together. I totally agree on that because we're right there at that point. I've seen this happen in our city before, in our state before, and nobody did nothing and left it up, and then the mayor did all the appointing. So
Man.
so we're right here at that point at which it can be influenced, and I think it's very important to follow your advice on that one. So appreciate that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay. Well, I really don't have any much other questions besides that. Again, still just looking at what's coming up with this special session. Again, looking forward to your campaign. Again, kind of reiterate. I know you say you have some. Where, and when is that forum tomorrow with Ivy Black Girl?
Am I froze?
No, kind of lagging a little bit, but you're good. Oh, and then he freezes.
Yeah, you can see we still reeling from the weather out here this last weekend. Here. Oh, he's back. He's
Okay,
back.
there you go. So yes, just details about the forums and the events that you have coming up this week. If anybody wants to come and support.
For sure.
Can you hear me?
You catch that? I think we lost you.
No, it's still breaking up.
Okay. Well, if you can hear us, we were just wondering. Give us a little information on those forums that are coming up for people to come and support. Okay. All right, brother. We go.
Yeah, I guess we lost.
We go. Yeah, I think we're not connecting anymore. So I appreciate you coming on. We'll catch up with you soon if you can hear us. All
The
right.
tech be teching.
Yeah, man, tech be teching, and I think what it really has to do is with what's going on with the storm. Like I said, there's still thousands of people with outages. I'm sure that Cox has been affected, and so on and so forth. So yeah. We appreciate the brother coming on, and we'll definitely catch up with him another time. It's 8:32 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, so we don't have too much more time left in the show. Definitely have some more stuff to talk about here. Did get a message from Senator Wayne. He couldn't make it this morning. He was busy. It's too bad too because I wanted to talk to him about his new career in weather Maine.
Brother Maine Wayne
out there standing on I-80 pointing out the funnels.
Man,
over the weekend. Yeah. Do us a favor, hit the like button like Ron's review said, man. Appreciate everybody that's coming in with the chat. If you miss any parts of that interview, you can definitely go check it out in its entirety on Facebook and YouTube. Definitely check out the chats. Very good questions and things like that as well. And so check it all out, and we'll continue to talk to him further next week. And hopefully, if you guys can get out to some of these events that he's speaking at as well as a show of support, that'd be great too. So we'll be looking for that, and we'll try to put whatever we can in Friends of First Sky Omaha. Let's take a quick break, and we'll come back and jump into the rest of the stories before we get to the haps. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
My name is Paul B. He's Buddi3 Da Gawd. Stay tuned, y'all. We'll be right back.
Don't touch nothing.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. You're listening to First Sky Omaha Radio. First Sky Omaha in the morning, people.
In the morning.
Shout out to drunkshipcoffee.com for sponsoring
Hey,
the show. As always, the family coffee company out in California, sourcing beans from one farm in Ethiopia, the birthplace of coffee. Get your drunkshipcoffee.com on and, order your beans. Get your grinder ready and get busy for the flavor.
man. New flavor in your ear.
Fever for the flavor in your
Yeah, man.
ear. Yeah, man. It's going down. Drunk Ship Coffee shout out. Appreciate everybody who's joined us as well. And hit us up for other kinds of sponsorships. We'll be having some things pop off here in the next week or so.
Yeah,
And
man.
get ready for our contest that is now written up and ready to go for Wednesday. Stay tuned. You'll be getting some free bags of Drunk Ship Coffee coming soon. Appreciate everybody that's
Yeah.
joined us. You guys are going off in the chat. I can see. Really appreciate that very much. People talking to each other in the chat, going back and forth. Love it, I love it. Sean McCarthy in the, we've been talking a little bit about what's going on here with Brother Hasani Lee. It's been a theme all throughout the show. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, he came on last Wednesday and had a very extensive interview with him to find out what was going on. And then over the weekend, Brother Lee put out a call because some things just happened right after he got onto the show that it was very, very important. Again, he says, hey, I have a court hearing on May 1st, 2024 at 9 a.m. I guess he's one of the 10 or 20 or however many that Brother Sherman Wells just said was going on.
Man.
He said, I have a court hearing May the 1st, 9 a.m. It will be at 1819 Farnham in Omaha, courtroom 20. The hearing is an eviction for me and my wife. It's a retaliatory eviction due to the exposure of the issues at Underwood Tower. We will love to have all the support we can get. You are welcome to come as support, or you can be a witness to the retaliation that's taking place. Contact me before May 1st and let me know if anyone wants to testify as a witness, and I will present a list to the presiding judge, Huber. We have a solid case to present, and it will prove the retaliation. Thank you. If you want to do something but don't know what to do, just showing up is enough. So, shout out to Brother Lee, and please get a hold of him, and also let's try to show up for some folks here on May the 1st. Him, and other folks there. Seem like there's going to be some issues there as far as being evicted is concerned. But we've heard his story firsthand last Wednesday, and if you missed that show, go back and check it out. But get ready to get your tissues ready because we was kind of on the
Man.
verge of tears listening to this man's story. Brother Lee is here with his wife. Came down to take care of his ailing father that lives in one of the towers, and he's been persecuted ever since. And it's not laying down, not taking it. Is researching their rights, letting other tenants know about the rights they have, and confronting the powers that be here. And now there's some retaliation. It sounds like a retaliation. Sounds like they already sent the police over there.
Man.
To,
Try
to,
to get him pulled out.
right, and when he proved that he was legally able to be there, then now they're going after these eviction hearings. Now they're going to try to evict. So that's the updates on that. We'll be definitely catching up with him. Also, Brother Sherman Wells, Paul Philman is in the chat talking about some of these things
Ridiculous.
as well, and Mama God as well. So appreciate
Yeah.
everybody who's been chiming in on that.
And not just chiming in, but also chiming up and stepping out. Big shout out to Sister Kimra, who shared on Friends of kind of her experience. She said she's reached out to some people, made some phone calls even during the show. I made some phone calls, and again, there's some motion and some movement with these things. So again, big shout out to you, all of you who are mobilizing and making some phone calls and applying that pressure as well. I actually had a conversation about this with Mama God last night, and she kind of shared some fears that if this eviction is successful, how it might impact other tenants from stepping up and following the footsteps of Brother Lee. But again, for those of us who don't live in it, they can't evict us. You know what I mean? They can't do nothing to us actually. But we can still speak power to truth. We can still apply pressure, and we can still hold them accountable. Especially this is public housing. If you pay taxes, they taking money. So again,
Right.
let's hold them accountable. Let's apply pressure, and let's not leave Brother Lee out there alone. So
There you
again,
go.
big shout out to those who are already supporting, already stepping up, and yeah, we'll continue to have this conversation.
Hopefully, our city council people are listening as well. Kimmer Snipes early in the chat said, "I just got the weirdest call from Juanita Johnson. I'm not sure where she stands on this. I don't think we had a chance to ask her about what's going on, if she's even aware of what's happening over here with Brother Lee, and what she can do. Like Senator Terrell McKinney is saying, reach out to your council members and find out what's going on there, see what they can do." Appreciate everybody that's jumping in the chat. Mama God says, please like and subscribe to First Sky Omaha. Also share, spread the awareness for our community. Appreciate that, Mama God. He say what was specific eviction reason?
No
It didn't seem like he did yet. No, but
retaliation.
I mean, yeah, right,
That's what,
right.
that's what he said.
What he said.
Right.
But they can't. Of course, they can. They're not going to take him to court and evict him because they want to retaliate. So what did they
Right.
say?
Right.
What are they saying is the reason is kind of the question. Mama God said Mr. Henry Lee has been adopted by First Sky Omaha. He is now Uncle Henry. That's right. Yeah,
Man.
yeah, I feel that. So again, we're going to try to keep this on top of mind, pinned to the top of Friends of First Sky Omaha, and we know how we do. We'll all talk amongst ourselves in order to try to get something together and get some support down there for him and reach out. And like I said, everybody's been reaching out. Sounds like they're reaching out already. So
Amen.
yeah, appreciate that very much, buddy. Anything in the chat standing out to you? Or you want to kind of go on to the next get to the next topic here?
Yeah, we can actually keep it moving, man. Just about 20 minutes left in this thing. We definitely we have some haps. Oh my God, so what you say, Jim Tim? We have some haps. We're going to get into again a lot of things, especially
Damn.
politically. Political season, campaign season is officially upon us. A lot of people out there campaigning, canvassing, going door to door on the campaign trail. So some events this week, some other things going down. So definitely want to dive into that. But before then, yeah, I guess a couple things we can dive into. Nothing really jumping out too much. I definitely wanted to have this conversation about where we can meet you all. As Paul mentioned, we're going to continue having the conversation. We're going to continue talking and speaking amongst ourselves. And this is something that always catches our attention when it happens, especially in the Nebraska Omaha metro area. Looks like Plattsmouth is the latest area to lose one of their media outlets. Again, a newspaper in Plattsmouth closed down, and they're taking something that is actually quite interesting. Something that I wonder if this is something that you all would be interested in, as far as text messages. Again, how do you get your news? How do you get your information? If we were to send out, text, again, we're just trying to find a way to meet you where you are. We kind of dipped our toe into the TikTok waters, but as you see, that's limited. With President Biden finally signing that bill to kind of force the sale of TikTok. So those days are kind of numbered. We'll be seeing what happens with that platform. But again, where else are you getting your information? Where else can we meet you? Again, Plattsmouth taking a pivot, and I'm here for it. Again, if you haven't heard, everything you'll need to know about what's going on at Plattsmouth will come right to your cell phone. The city council authorized a text alert service to send out information about what's going on around town, everything from community events to public safety. That's according to KMTV3. And people in town actually seem to support the idea. One resident, Kaylee Harrison, who's co-owner of Good Life Grooming, says, we always have our phone in our hands, so it's a quick way to get efficient news out. If I'm on social media, I'm having to scroll through. But again, text messages come directly. City leader said the need for this stemmed from the closure of the city's newspaper, the Plattsmouth Journal, which happened back in January of 2023. Officials said residents agree that there should be other ways to get information besides social media. One Joe Mesa, another resident, saying, I don't love Facebook and I'm not a part of the Facebook group for the town that a lot of people are on. It just seems like a lot of complaining in the group. But again, the city officials are stepping up. Actually, City Administrator Emily Bosch says social media is actually not always a reliable source, and the text alerts would establish a one-way communication between city and residents. Bosch also says the plan to implement the text alerts is still in the early stages, and to stay tuned to the city's website for more information. So again, not just news, but again, official city information. Is that something that you all would, welcome coming to your phone directly, or if that's something that we set up at First Sky Omaha? The technology is out there, but is it worth us, looking into? Is that something that you would appreciate. Some people might find text messages kind of intrusive. Some people might welcome it. So I'm kind of curious as to where we all are on that.
I'm not with it.
Really?
Yeah, not at all. First of all, I don't like a bunch of intrusive text messages. Number one, I'm in a constant state of limiting my text messages and phone calls because if I didn't, it would be 150 a day. I had to do a lot of work to like pick the times that I'm going to even look at the phone because of that. And anytime I get anybody that if I accidentally signed up to something where they gave me a text on something that wasn't important, I'd be hot. I'm not with it. I'm also not with it because I don't like this idea of direct to one person's device. We
Really?
all need to see the same thing at the same time. But otherwise, how we know they're not sending me one message, you one message?
Hmm.
There's something about that. This whole dissemination of news that needs to be more public, and text message to me seems private. We all need to see this. We all need to witness things at the same time, or see things at the same time, or have the same source. And I feel like when you get into sending out text messages, you're sending it source is a peer to peer situation then, and you can send any message at that point if you sending it directly to a one individual. So if there was a way to do a mass text or something where everybody knew that they were all getting the same text, maybe I'd have a different attitude about it.
Hmm.
But I'm not really with that idea at all. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like that's just more to have to go fact check. You know what I'm saying? Like you get the same message, you get the same message. I don't know. There's something about it to me that's just like
Hmm.
we're in media. We're in media advertising. You can send direct messages with people's names on it right to their phone
Yeah.
and send out a mass everything. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not. I don't know if I'm with that.
Okay, I'm kind of on the other end. I think that'll be, useful. I don't think any old information should be sent out. And if it's like multiple times a day, there's definitely uh certain, bounds to it.
Hmm.
You don't want to. It can be intrusive, but it can also be useful. It can also be informative. And I think there are barriers because not everybody has a phone. Not everybody has access to the internet. Not everybody has access to social media. And usually, if you have a phone, then you're on social media. So, it's kind of already built in. But what are other ways to get information? And I'm just kind of curious, where are people? Where can I'm still on this whole idea of like LED screens in the city. You know what I mean? Like where other ways can we have
Hmm.
public postings? Maybe there's digital billboards. Can the city have an allotment or access to that? I'm not sure. But there has to be other ways than social media and some of the other avenues. And I guess those questions have to be answered because the traditional avenues are, as we see, are falling and dying. As far as print and print, advertising and print media, and where are people? And social media can't just be the only answer. So again,
True.
let us know what you think. Are you the listeners, chat chimers? Are you up for text messages? Is that something that you would welcome? Is that something that you're kind of more along aligned with Paul? Kind of feel intrusive about? Let us know.
I guess while I'm actually thinking about it again, I'm thinking when it comes to important stuff. I can see there being some communication through text as well as something on their website, as well as uh, a radio ad or a billboard ad or something. Maybe I can see some of that. I can see. I do. I will say that I have a couple of places that I get text messages from. Couple places that throw events, for instance.
Mhm, mhm.
And so if Kamasi Washington's coming to town, which he will be next month,
Yep.
uh, then slow down or hit me with a text to remind me about that type of thing. And places like that are constantly working on the algorithm of what it is you really want to get a message about. So that I can see the value in some of that kind of stuff. But as far as that being our source of news, it's a little tough for me. Even though we talk about this all the time. We always talk about the fact that the way we get our news now is we look at little videos and little things on TikTok, little things on YouTube, Facebook, on our phones. We get the information that we get, and then we kind of go maybe look it up at our trusted sources. Newsletters to me is the future, in the past and the future of all those things. I feel like you sign up for newsletters, you get them direct to you. There's no algorithm that's going to stop the message there. I feel like newsletters are probably the way that news should be distributed, should be concentrated on as far as distribution. But I also think it probably is going to take every form of media at some level. But which ones? And I don't know if I want the government sending me uh, their updates via text.
Yeah, this was a city council decision.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm in a place that got a newspaper or two. So it's if I was in a city that didn't have nothing, then I would say, yeah, send it to me by any means necessary, I
Yeah,
guess.
get it to me. And to that point, Kimber in the chat's actually kind of responding. So thank you. Kimber says, not to mention, I imagine Platt Smith has way less news. We will be inundated again.
Yeah, we would. Yeah.
If it was an Omaha situation. But she says, I don't want any more text messages, or excuse me, I don't want any more damn text messages. I'm with Paul on that. So there you
Bro.
go. There you go.
Malik Rogers in the chat says podcast seems to be more ideal to get deeper into an issue. What happened to all of the North Omaha podcasts that were supposed to be started last year?
Man, I
North
don't
Omaha
know.
ones?
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, we here, so that's all I can tell you. And also further down, Malik Rogers says, to your point, Paul, as far as the fact checking with trusted sources, he says you still need to do your own research, no matter how you receive your information. People are no longer having conversations about issues, just blurbs and sound bites, which is interesting. But that's again why we're here. 2 days, 2 hours, 3 days a week, sometimes longer, to have these conversations, because yes, it is. It just to your point, Paul. We're fed information so much, and oftentimes told what to think. We don't really have the space to just kind of talk it out, think it out, and form our own opinions and form our own conversations. That was kind of interesting to me. Why I got into, and this whole format with the morning show. It was birthed out of radio, because I found that radio was one of the only platforms and mediums where you can have that two-way conversation, and it's not just a dictatorship as far as me sitting at a desk presenting whatever script that somebody else wrote that we want you to hear. Like, okay, this is the news, this is the information. Now let's actually have real talk, real time, and be humans, and kind of come to some understanding on that. And I do think that is a portion of the media information ecosystem that is missing.
Yeah, I feel that. I fully agree. Mama Guy says newsletters have a lot of concentrated info I have to read. I will not most likely read it all. So,
Ain't nobody got time for that.
yeah, I mean, some people do feel like that. But that was the case with newspapers too. Some people, some people read the newspaper from the rooter to the tutor. Some people
Yeah.
picked out the things they liked and wrapped the rest in fish. So you know what I'm saying? Von Chapman in the chat says, "Good morning. If you can separate spam messages from actual newsworthy text, would make text news worth it." So
Okay.
yeah, we kind of all saying kind of some of the same things on that.
All right.
Yeah, appreciate it. Roscoe Wallace in the house. Good morning. Says
Hey.
face to face is missing. Still have to research info regardless of where it comes from these days. Very true.
Word up.
That face to face too got me thinking. Over the course of the last few days, because of the tornadoes, I went ahead and turned on Channel 3 News. That's the one I can get on. That's the one I can get on the Roku. And so there was a whole lot of me sitting, looking at newscasters, and it kind of brought that idea back to me again. Anybody watch the 5 o'clock news, 6 o'clock news anymore? Is that something that people still do? When I saw it, I saw like they kind of step up their game a little bit. They talking about a little bit more uh, relatable things than I remember them doing before.
Mm.
Like they're trying to stay. And of course, some of these newscasts have like people like, I'm your North
Yeah.
news correspondent here, standing in front of 24th and Lake, blah blah blah. Is that how you all get your news? You still watch the news? Anybody driving around their car listen to the news on the radio? Is that still a thing, or is it everything now? I'm starting to feel like it might be all the things.
Mm.
You got to get little pieces here and there, all the things. You don't go to one source. Something to think about.
Yeah.
Yep.
Still in the
Uh,
chat.
mhm.
Yeah, just kind of looking for it, but it seems like they're kind of going back and forth, speaking to each other. So,
Mhm.
yeah, again, big shout out to everybody in the chat. Letting your mind be free, letting your voice be heard. Just
Yeah.
about 6 minutes left in this thing. Paul B, what's the word?
Man, you got any lightning round additions that we need to jump into, or what you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, I can just read off a few headlines, man. Again,
Word.
before we get up out of here, again, a few stories that we did not get to get into in depth, but it's all right. I don't think we really planned on too much getting into depth with these. Looking at what's going on with the Pace situation that's coming out of Omaha World Herald. Omaha Mayor Gene Stothard is proposing that City Council give $50,000 to Pace. Again, if you remember Pace, the police athletic program that was mired in controversy last year after again executive directors was accused and found guilty of just fraud and using again donated money on personal expenses. But again, city giving money to Pace isn't anything new. Apparently, according to this article, Pace received about $100,000 from the city in 2022 and was in line to receive about $126,000 in 2023. But of course, the city withheld that money because of the financial scandal. In a letter accompanying a resolution Thursday, Stothard wrote that she and Police Chief Todd Schmaderer have met with Pace's board for months to address the city's concerns before funding can resume. And it looks like now she's proposing for that funding to resume. And again, there was controversy wrapped up in this situation, but we should keep in mind that at the heart of it are youth, children who are these programs that could possibly be losing a positive, constructive outlet. So again, we'll see what happens. And as long as we can support and help the youth, I'm for it.
And not to mention,
You got something?
we got friends of First Sky Omaha that are that have been instructors too, soccer coaches, people that are out there very very much helping the kids, and was very shook by the scandal and upset and been out of work because of it and so on and so forth. So, kids and the people that are looking out for the kids.
There you go. There you go. So 50,000, maybe more. We'll see. We'll see. Also, speaking of money coming from mayors, the Lincoln mayor is proposing to shift $600,000 in stimulus funds to bolster child care and other workforce programs. This coming out of the Lincoln Journal-Star. Reportedly, the city is shifting $600,000 of unspent federal stimulus money to further support child care, commercials driver's license program or CDL, and also a nonprofit that helps refugee and immigrant women put their talents and skills to work. Mayor Larry and Gaylor Baird said Thursday at a news conference, together with our partners who are using our American Rescue Plan funds to double down on key workforce needs in our community and lift up the lives of our residents by increasing their economic mobility. Gaylor Baird said that more than 800 people have been served through the workforce development programs just so far. The money is part of, again, the $46 million the city got as a part of ARPA and a portion of the $13.5 million those funds directed toward the workforce development. Lincoln Manufacturing Council also got about $2.1 million grant for a program that offers manufacturing skills training, but the actual cost was actually less than anticipated. So there's extra funds, and apparently this is what they're doing with them. So again, big shout out to Lincoln, always seeming to be on top of things, always seeming to be a little ahead of what's going on in Omaha. And yeah, we're here for it. And then last but not least, of course, still hearts, minds, still, with the families dealing with the devastation over the weekend. Again, one of the worst, if not the worst, wave of tornadoes to hit the Nebraska area. Actually, according to the Nebraska Examiner, a wave of at least six tornadoes, multiple tornadoes over the weekend hit, calling the sweep historic. And actually, as of late Friday, officials have confirmed that no serious injuries or deaths come from one of the worst storms to hit the Omaha area since the May 1975 tornadoes that ultimately killed 3 people and injuring hundreds, and again tore through the 72nd Pacific area. So again, luckily it was not that bad as far as people losing life, but still losing your home can lead to losing livelihood. So again, people still struggling, people still trying to put the pieces back together. So again, prayers, condolences, just hearts and minds going out to the people devastated by this disaster. As you see, what's this from Weather Maine Wayne?
Weather Maine Wayne was out there on I-80.
I'm a tornado watcher. It's right here in Lincoln. Jay Wayne coming to you live from a tornado, literally 30 feet away. Don't do this at home, kids.
Definitely not 30 feet.
Yeah,
Definitely
man.
not 30 feet.
We found. I think we found a new job for him now that he's
Yeah.
yeah.
Or the main Wayne.
Weather Main Wayne out here storm chasing. Sure wanted to tease him about it while he was on this morning, but he didn't get a chance to get on. He definitely had some things to do there. But we'll
Yeah.
get him back. We'll get it back on. We'll talk to him next week. Appreciate everybody that's joined in. But yeah, anybody who still suffering out there or still dealing with check on your loved one. There's still like 1,000 people out of power
Man,
around town. Lots going on still. So
there you go.
yeah, appreciate that. Appreciate everybody who's been helping out so far. Michelle Moreno said Costco wholesale donated 500,000 for the tornadoes to Red Cross. Okay,
Okay.
yep. Yeah, it's craziness out here, man. I was just thinking to myself too. You just talked about the 75 tornado. That means even though I was born and raised and grew up in California and lived in Hawaii for 10 years and all over the states in the world, I've been in Omaha for the two biggest tornadoes.
You did mention that you were there for that 75 tornado. You was a young buck.
Yeah, kind of a trip.
Man.
Yep. It is 9:01 right now. We're already past the time that we agreed on stopping, so we appreciate everybody that's hanging with us still. I see in the chat that brother Von Chapman says, please include in the haps to show up personally for Mr. Hasani Lee in large numbers.
Big time.
We've been saying it the whole show, but we're going to say it again most definitely. If you can show up and support on May the 1st at 9 a.m.
That's Wednesday.
I'm sorry, was this Wednesday?
Yeah, that's Wednesday, May the 1st. I'm looking at my calendar. Yeah, that's Wednesday.
So we'll be on the show at 9 a.m. on Wednesday. Unfortunately, so some of the we understand if y'all missed the show and go down and support this brother here, and they have a lot of, according to Brother Wells, got a lot of eviction cases going on on this day, so it might even be still going on by the time the show's over.
Man.
So yeah, but
21 eviction cases.
21 eviction cases happening.
And 19 on another day. Yeah, they coming down.
Down.
I thought they stopped evictions. What's going on with that?
Yes, they fired them back up. I forgot about that.
Yeah. You tell me.
So right here in this post that brother Sonny put up, and shout out to Sia Larkin who put this in Friends of First Sky Omaha. Contact him before May 1st. Let him know if you want to testify, if you just want to show up. He says if you want to do something but don't know what to do, just showing up is enough. But he's got a case. He has evidence that this is retaliatory, and that's where he's going with this. We've been following the story. Of course, you can check out his interview that we did with him last Wednesday, where he broke down everything that's going on. They already sent the police to the house trying to get him out of there. They do not like that he has chimed up about the conditions over there and that he's been fighting the powers that be, and that the police wouldn't even pull him out because he had the right to be there as a caretaker to his father.
Man.
So since the police couldn't do it, they went ahead and now they're going to go ahead and evict him. And I love to hear why. I love to hear their reasons why. Michelle Moreno says, I'll be there. I appreciate that. Yeah. Anybody who can be there, be there. We really appreciate that. You can always watch this show in its entirety on Facebook and YouTube later in the day. If you want to skip this and go, we highly, highly, highly encourage you to show up for this brother here if you can make it in the morning. So on Wednesday morning.
Man, it just confuses the mind. Like, why so much energy would be put into retaliating somebody who's
energy, money, manpower, hiring folks, lobbyists, like calling police officers, police on the police dime.
Just like all this energy, like in time and like resources. Like, why are you doing all this rather than just doing your job? Like, you would think all this energy, like. Anyway,
we're gonna go ahead and get it going. Once again, we'll continue with more haps. There's more haps coming up here on Wednesday. Things that are happening that are kind of next weekend down the line here. We'll save the haps for Wednesday and go ahead and get out here today. But again, if we can leave you with anything, if you can do anything to support Brother Lee by showing up down there and maybe testifying or just being present, please do. And please reach out to Mr. Lee beforehand as well. Again, this is May 1st, Wednesday morning, 9 o'clock is when these eviction cases are happening. And yeah, I'm anxious to hear what their reasoning for evicting him. What they gonna come up with to say? What they gonna come up with?
Man,
You know what I'm saying? What can they say? Winning, this is at the courthouse in 1819 Farnham in Omaha, courtroom number 20. Sherman Wells said right after the metal detectors.
man. There you go.
Appreciate everybody coming in. Wanda Lewis says, I've only heard of one tornado that hit North Omaha. That was an Easter tornado over 100 years ago. Most of the tornadoes touched down in West Omaha. I think that's because North Omaha sits down in the valley and tornadoes seem to go over the top. That's what I've been hearing.
Yep. That's why, you know, that's why we got to protect it. Got to stay in it if you can. Prime Realty. Prime Realty.
That's why they want it back. Buddy, you got some words for the people?
Yeah, man, as always, man, appreciate love and thank everybody who's a part of this, you know, Chat Chimers, Ghost Listeners, and Monitoring Spirits even, you know, we see you and we appreciate you all the same, man. Club 630 people, even y'all too. Again, we really appreciate the support and you know, it's not a huge number of people that, you know, frequent this show and, you know, frequent the chat, but it's the right people, and so we appreciate that. And we love you. We thank you. We're seeing the impact of the show in real time, and we will continue to push forward and try to be the change that we would like to see, man. So with that, we thank you. We love you. Catch the same time, same place, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, right here on First Sky Omaha in the morning. And with that, Paul B.
Yo.
Take it away, man.
Man, Pop says, thanks for another great show. Loved all the guests and Weatherman Wayne.
Yes.
Weatherman Wayne.
J. Wayne the Weatherman.
My name's Jim Tim. I appreciate you coming on in this morning. I got Buddi3 Da Gawd over here. Appreciate everybody that's joined us in the chat. Shout out to the Omaha tribe elders for allowing us to be on this land and speak while we're here. Thanks to our elders for allowing us to speak before you and also speaking with us, joining in with us.
Yeah, man.
And also a shout out to you, the chat chimers, allowing us to speak with you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for these subjects. Really appreciate everybody's comments, questions, thoughtful engagement with each other, and respect. Really appreciate it very much. We'll see you Wednesday. We got Miss Carol Warner on. We're going to be talking to her about a few things. Very happy to see her back around doing some things as well. She's been doing things we haven't been keeping up. So that's our bad, but this is our opportunity to do that. So shout out to Carol Warner for agreeing to come on Wednesday. We'll speak to her. Stay tuned for that show. Should be a doozy. And yeah, we'll see you out there. Hopefully, Brother Lee will get some support on Wednesday as well. Definitely support if you can. And we'll be catching up with them. Check out Friends of First Sky Omaha for any updated information on those things. We'll go ahead and pin it to the top so you can go right to the group page there and find out what's going on there. So with that said, we'll see you Wednesday. Take care of yourselves.
Peace.
By the way, Vanglorious. This is protected by the red